Special welcome to today's podcast where we discuss everything technology and people development. Today, I am super excited to have Dr. Frida Banda join me all the way from Lusaka, Zambia. Frida, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for having me here today.
Frida, let's start the conversation by just having you introduce yourself to our listeners. Tell us who you are and just the career journey that you have walked to get to where you are today.
Thanks. So I am Dr. Frida Banda. I am a software engineer, passionate about computer science, automation, robotics, AI, machine learning. I did my undergrad in computer science at the University of Zambia, and I was the first lady to graduate with a distinction in computer science, so this opened a lot of opportunities for me. I worked as a software developer for a local company here for an international company in Zambia, and then I moved to Germany and I worked at the headquarters of Mercedes-Benz for 6 months, came back to Zambia, and then I moved to Airtel, which is one of our biggest mobile service providers, where I was managing the Airtel Money, which is a mobile money service. Following that, I got the Rhodes Scholarship. So they pick 2 Zambians every year on the Rhodes Scholarship. So I was picked, and I went to study in Oxford. I started with my master's, and I later transitioned into the PhD. So currently have a PhD in computer science. My experience has been that of experimentation, trying different things, trying to find solutions to different problems. I did teach in the Oxford and Cambridge Summer School since 2016, so I have that experience as well, teaching computer science, programming in Python, robotics, cybersecurity, and a bit of web development as well. Currently, I am back in Zambia. I am working as a director for AI and digital architecture at MindAid, where we're using AI to match clients with therapists based on how the client is feeling and also the therapist's preferences, suggesting who would be the best therapist for a client. And then outside of my software engineering, mostly, I have also founded a company, Blex Global, and we have a product, which is our water. So we are making water from air. We do this by filtering the air, cooling the water, filtering the air first, and cooling the air to harvest the water out, and then filtering the water. So this water is safe to drink because it's distilled water, and it's safe for cooking and other processes. So we're currently trying to see how we could expand our operations and scale up, as we are currently on our second prototype. But that's me in a nutshell.
Excellent. Such a colorful career you've had already. So how did you get involved with AI? Where did it all start? How did the love for AI begin?
I've always loved computers. And from a young age, would learn how to type, navigate things. And so I have experienced the transition in technology from the black and white screens, basically, to where we are now, computers before Windows and Microsoft, to where we are now. But during my PhD, I was dealing with a lot of big data. And so I learned Python for that. And I was doing a lot of analysis with the data. And so afterwards, I decided, with all the craze that's going on AI, and because I already know Python, because that's the main language that you use in AI and machine learning, I just, out of curiosity, thought it'd be nice to get to understand this better. So I've been playing with some models just to see how they learn, training them, seeing what predictions they make. It's been exciting. And also because of that, I'm trying to see if I can get roles in that field as well to get me more experience. And so far, it's been great.
Awesome. I love that experimentation mindset that you have going on there. That's where real growth happens, right? When we experiment.
Yeah, they say you can only, if you're only going to learn if you do it, you have to do it. So even in my classes when I'm teaching the kids, I'll explain something simple like a variable. This is a variable, this is how you define it and whatever. And then I give them some time. We've got 5 minutes. I want you to define your own variable. And then I have to check and make sure. And so I find that I encourage my students to learn by doing. And so even for myself, when I'm trying to learn something new, I try to be as practical as possible, experiment and try, see that it works. Instead of just sitting and watching videos and thinking you've learned, it's good to actually try it out. If you get errors, that's also part of the learning process. How you fix those errors, helps you understand better exactly what you're doing.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's get into the conversation by providing an overview of what artificial intelligence is. When people think of artificial intelligence, they are thinking, it's something that is beyond, their scope of thinking, or something that is abstract. So let's begin by just breaking it down into everyday language. What is artificial intelligence, and what are the various product or solutions or applications that are used today in the world that are powered by artificial intelligence?
Okay, so AI, meaning artificial intelligence, is a field of computer science that refers to computers that are able to do tasks that would require human intelligence. So they're capable of learning, reasoning, problem solving, and decision making. AI systems, algorithms, or what you'd call methods, data and computational power to perform tasks that typically require human intelligence. There's a wide range of technologies which are under AI, including machine learning, which is adaptive AI because it's able to improve its outcomes over time. Then there's natural language processing. This is what you get with your virtual assistants and stuff like that. And then there's also computer vision, which is currently being used a lot in diagnosis of diseases like cancer, even malaria. That was an interesting case of malaria, for you to be able to automate a lot of these tasks that would originally take a lot of time. Today's world has a lot of applications. The one which is most famous and most loved by most people is ChatGPT, but there are many others. It's integrated into various aspects of our daily lives, such as virtual assistants, that's Siri and Alexa, recommendation systems. You see these in Netflix, Amazon. Basically, based on your data and your patterns, it's able to recommend something that you would like, or based on your data and people who are similar to you in the data, it can suggest things that you might like based on those recommendations. You also have navigation apps like Google Maps. We use this a lot for our navigation, and almost every app now that has maybe car hailing, delivery kind of things, they use Google Maps APIs because it helps you to be able to pick the location, pick the destination, and get there safely. And my favorite use case is in healthcare, because I feel like we could do a lot better in healthcare, especially here in Africa. So there are a lot of uses in healthcare for disease diagnosis, also just assessing and alerting individuals if something is wrong. For example, I have a friend who has a heart problem, and so whenever their heart gets into an irregular beat, it would give a notice and tell them, no, you need to go see the doctor, or you need to take your medicine, and it starts recording exactly what's happening. And so a lot of these things are things that are happening on your behalf without you having to manually do it, and that's great. In finance, we have a lot of fintech companies. They use this for fraud detection, so just to identify potential fraudulent transactions, and also for credit scoring, for you to be able to know if this client would be a good creditor, are they going to pay back, what's the